Hi students, in this class I am going to explain the DC characteristics of op-amp. Okay, here this DC characteristics, these are the four characteristics which are having the characteristics of op-amp. In this, first one is an input bias current and next one is an input offset current and input offset voltage and the thermal drift. These four are the characteristics of op-amp, which is an DC characteristics of op-amp. Is input bias current, it is written as an IB, input offset current IOS, and the input offset voltage IOS, and the thermal drift. These are the characteristics. I am going to explain these DC characteristics one by one here. First characteristic is an input bias current. First characteristic, it is an input bias current. What is the effect of an bias current in this op-amp circuit? I am going to explain what is the effect of having the bias current in the circuit. In this class, I am going to explain with you. This is one of the DC characteristics of op-amp is an input bias current. Here, input bias current means we have an current in the input terminals of the two transistors. But we are using the input terminals with the high input resistors. In the input terminals, we are using the high input terminals, high input impedances. High input impedance in the input terminals of the resistors. With the ideal operational amplifier input terminals does not draw any current. The input terminals of the operational amplifier does not draw any current because of we are using infinite input impedance here. Because we are going to use the it is an infinite impedance. That's why we are not getting any current in the input terminals. Why? Because we are going to use the high input impedance, infinite input impedance at the internal terminals of the resistors, at the internal terminals of their op-amp. So, the internal impedance, so this is the op-amp circuit. This is the op-amp circuit. Here we are using high input in the internal input terminals. This is the internal input terminal now. This is an input terminal. In these two terminals, we are going to use the infinite input terminals. That means these are having high input impedance values. High input impedance resistors we are going to use. Here, by using these high input impedance, we are not draw any current. There is no current in the input terminals. That means we are using infinite input impedance. That means resistors we are going to use having the high input impedance. That means there is no any current flowing in the input terminals of the circuit of an op-amp. But the input stage of the op-amp is we are using in the input stage of an op-amp we are using dual input differential amplifier. We are using in the input terminal. Input stage of the op-amp is an dual input differential amplifier, and the input terminals are the base terminals of the two transistors. In this, input terminals are the base terminals of the two transistors. That means input terminals are the base terminals of the two transistors. Input terminals are the base terminals of the two transistors. So here, whenever both the input terminals are grounded, whenever we are going to make these two terminals are grounded, are grounded, whenever these two terminals are making as a ground, here I am going to show here. When these two terminals are making as a ground, connected to ground, this is one input terminal and another one is this is an input terminal. Whenever both the input terminals are grounded, ideally the output voltage should be 0. Whenever these input terminals are making as a ground, the output voltage should be 0. Whenever these input terminals are making as a ground, that means there is no voltage output. That means voltage output is on 0. Why? Because voltage input is equals to 0 and voltage input is equals to 0. Then we get obviously output voltage is on 0. But here, however, in this condition, op-amp shows a small output. However, in this condition, op-amp shows a small output. That means there is something is millivolts output here. Something is having, output is having V naught other than 0. Some output is having in the output of an operational amplifier. However, in this condition, whenever the input terminals are grounded, ideally the output should be 0. But in this condition, op-amp shows a small output. Op-amp shows a small output voltage. This is why? Because this is due to mismatch. This is due to mismatch present in the internal circuit of an op-amp. Why? Because ideally the output voltage must be 0, but even in this condition the output having small amount of an voltage. Why? Because there is a mismatch present in the internal circuit of the op-amp. Why? Because there may be some noise introduced into the output. Noise is added to the input terminal. So output having small amount of voltage. Output is having some small amount of voltage. Because there may be a noise present in the input terminals, there is a mismatch and also mismatch present in the input terminals of an op-amp. There may be a present of these output. V naught is equals to millivolts. Some output, small amount of output is present in the output of an op-amp. So, input bias current means having internally there may be presence of an current. Why? Because we are not using the current, but some value is present. Some output is there. Some output is present in form of an output voltage. Once again I am repeating here. V naught, Vi and Vi here. Any current is flown across these input terminals. Why? Because we are going to use the high input terminals, high input impedance, infinite input terminals. But here we are going to ground these two input terminals. That means we are going to ground these input terminals. At that time, we are thinking that ideally V naught is equals to 0. Why? Because we are giving V input as 0. So obviously we are thinking that V output is also 0. But there is an internal mismatch present in the input terminal, and also the maybe noise added to the input terminals. Then output having some like that 50 millivolts output and 60 millivolts output, and then 80 millivolts, like that millivolts of an voltage will be occurred at an output. Okay, here it is called as an input bias current here, and also it is denoted with an IB. It is, this condition is an this occurred with the input bias current. This is a process of occurring of an input bias current, and it is also denoted as an input bias current means IB. Input bias current. Input bias current is denoted as an bias current IB. Capital IB. So, there may be a presence of an output, small amount of output in the internal terminals of an adding the some amount of current in the input internal terminals of the op-amp circuit. So, that's why there may be presence of a small amount of current, and when we calculate the output, when we calculate output voltage, we can get an V0 is having some value. That means current value is added to this output. So this is a theoretical way. We can see this theoretical way in the problematic. By considering one circuit, we are going to solve these input bias current. So the average value of two circuits, two currents flowing into the op-amp input terminals called as an input bias current and denoted as current IB. So the average value of two currents, flowing into the op-amp of an input terminals is called as an input bias current. IB1 plus IB2 by 2. The two currents, the average value of two currents flowing into the op-amp's input terminals. The two currents flowing into the input terminals of the op-amp, it is given as a current IB. That means input bias current. This is an circuit of an input bias current. The IB1 is the current flowing in the input terminals of the op-amp, and IB2 is the current flowing through the non-inverting terminal of an op-amp. So here IB1 plus IB2 divided by 2, we can get an IB constant, that means bias current, input bias current. Input bias current IB1 plus IB2 by 2, the average value of both the currents flowing into the internal circuit of the op-amp, we can get an input bias current as IB. Average values of these two currents, we are getting an input bias current IB. Okay, this is an input bias current. Now we have to see this input bias current, the effect of an input bias current in the circuit of op-amp. We are going to see in the next session the effect of input bias current. That is the effect of input bias current in the circuit. Here, the effect of input, what is the purpose of having input bias current in the circuit? What are the disadvantages of having input bias current in the circuit? Let us, I am going to tell about these input bias current, the effects of having the input bias current in the circuit. Now I am going to tell you. So it is and the op-amp circuit, IB minus and IB plus are the current flowing along these and the I is the current flowing through this direction. VA is the input voltage. VA is equals to 0. R1 is the resistor and IB is the current flowing this. It is non-inverting terminal as taken as ground. Here inverting terminal is connecting voltage, but here we are given an voltage input as 0, and RF is the closed loop feedback, that means negative feedback which is connected between inverting terminal along with the output voltage. Here RF is the negative feedback resistor. Here we are going to take the both input terminals are grounded. That means VA is taken as 0. So here this is a circuit which I am going to explain the effect of an input bias current here. Here in this effect of input bias current is a serious issue while calculating the output voltage. Here the output voltage here, see this circuit, we are clearly made that the output voltage is calculated. V output is equals to, we can get an output by calculating IB minus into RF. We can get an output IB minus into RF. The voltage along this circuit, output voltage is equals to IB minus into RF. This is the output. This is output equation. V naught is equals to IB minus into RF. We have V is equals to IR now. So like that, V output is equals to IB minus, throw along this loop, IB minus into RF. Then now see the effect of an input bias current while calculating the output. The effect of an output voltage while we are having the input bias current, the effect of an. Now let us see the effect of an input bias current in the circuit clearly. Here we have an output voltage V naught is equals to IB minus into RF. So for the op amp, for the IC741, for example, IC741 is the op amp circuit. The op amp circuit, the input bias current we are using 80 nano amperes. The input bias current for the IC741 is the 80 nano amperes. Input bias current for the IC741 is the 80 nano amperes. For BJT, we are going to use the transistors in the IC741 op amp. The value of resistance which are going to use, it is an 1 mega ohms. So here in this circuit, the IC741, the input bias current is 80 nano amperes. 80 nano amperes, and the RF, that means input bias current IB minus. Here the current flowing through this IB minus is 80 nano amperes. The input bias current in the IC741 is an 80 nano amperes, and the RF value means here RF is a negative feedback resistor. In this IC741 ampere, we are using a BJT transistor. For that BJT transistor, we are going to use the feedback resistors, which is having a resistance value of this one 1 mega ohms. For BJT, we are going to use the 1 mega ohms resistance. So here V naught is equals to, then output we are going to calculate here. V naught is equals to IB minus means IC741 IC, the input bias current is an 80 nano amperes into RF means the resistance which are going to use for the BJT is an 1 mega ohms. Then we can get V naught is equals to 80 millivolts. V naught is equals to 80 millivolts. This is an V naught is equals to 80 millivolts. 80 millivolts. Here, this is millivolts is a serious issue while calculating the output. While calculating the output, millivolts is a serious issue. Millivolts is a serious issue. So here, millivolts is an serious issue. Millivolts is an serious issue. So here, while calculating the output voltage in the circuit, there may be present of an current, input bias current. There may be presence of an input bias current. So, while calculating the output voltage, there will be presence of an input bias current. This forms a serious issue. This is a serious issue while calculating the voltage output. So, for avoiding this serious issue, we are going to use, for zero input signal, the output also must be zero. Our aim is, for the zero input signal, the output must be zero, but due to the input bias current, due to the presence of an input bias current, the voltage equals to 80 millivolts. So here, this becomes a serious issue. While calculating the output voltage in the IC 741 op-amp, the output voltage is equals to 80 millivolts. This becomes a serious issue. Now the problem can be rectified with the help of an OR compensation resistor. To this circuit, I am going to add the OR compensation resistor, which is known as an RCOMP. To this circuit, for avoiding the serious issue while calculating the voltage output, there may be presence of an input bias current. For zero input, we are getting an voltage zero, but due to the presence of input bias current, there may be presence of an some output voltage. So it is a serious issue while presenting the millivolts output in the circuit. This is a serious issue. So for avoiding that serious issue, I am going to add the OR compensation resistor. To this circuit. Why? Because this OR compensation resistor is going to reduce the gain. It is going to reduce the output which is coming to this output. Okay, the gain going to here, it can be reduced. The gain should be reduced. The gain is reduced. Gain is reduced by using this OR compensation resistor. The output voltage, which is having the 80 millivolts, it can be reduced to some 10 millivolts. This is not a serious issue. This is a very high value, this is a low value compared to this. So by using this OR compensation resistor, we are having the output voltage with less number of millivolts. So this becomes an very effective way. So here I am going to add this OR compensation resistor to my circuit. So here I am going to add the OR